Hi, it's Grandma Roseanne, and we're going to make apple bars. Oh, they are so good. And they're on a shortbread crust, which makes it even better, and a streusel top, which takes it over the top. So, what I have here in my pan, I have already peeled and cored 4 apples. Now, I'm using a combination of Granny Smith and Golden Delicious. I like the 2 flavors together, and both of those will hold up really, really well to cooking and baking. So I have 4 in there. That's what I'm going to go with. If you like one over the other, your choice. I'm going to add 1 cup of sugar, 1/4 cup of cornstarch, very important product, 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon for super delicious, a pinch of salt, and we will mix all of this up and make sure that all of your apples get really coated well, just like this. Now I'm going to add 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla, 2 teaspoons of lemon juice. It's just that little bit of citrus is so wonderful in there. And then I have 4 tablespoons of butter that I'm just going to plop in there, and they will melt down just fine. I'm going to put them on my stove on a medium heat, and I'm just going to cook them until they have thickened and softened, okay? That's going to be about 12 minutes. Just on a medium-high heat, and I will come back and give it a stir. Now, while that is happening, cameraman, you go over there. And don't trip on that wire, you're about to fall. All right, now what we're going to do now is we're going to make the strudel topping. And I want to do this because I want it chilled. So while this is cooking over here, I'm just going to go ahead and make this and stick it in the refrigerator. 2/3 cup of flour, 1 tablespoon of sugar, 1/3 cup of brown sugar, and we're going to mix this up really good. There's always those little lumps of brown sugar. They feel like little beans in there, or little peas. I don't like them, so I always squish them. This I'm going to add 5 tablespoons of melted butter, and that will go in. And then we're just going to do this, and we'll do this until all of that flour is very well mixed in. And it wouldn't hurt if you used a larger bowl than I'm using. I don't know why I started out with such a small bowl. It just makes my life harder. That bowl's pretty much making me crazy. There, that's more like it. Now the reason we're going to put this in the refrigerator while we're doing the rest of it is that when we put it on the topping on the apple bar, we really want it to have a strudel type topping, and it needs to be crumbly in order for that to happen. Okay, popping it in the fridge. Now we're going to get ready for our crust. And what I have done first is I have prepared a pan. This is an 8x8. You can use a 9x9. Anything around that size is going to be just fine for you. And here, so we're ready to start making the shortbread crust. So here I have 1 3/4 cup of flour, 1/2 cup of sugar, just a pinch of salt, and we want to mix this up really good. And then we are going to add 11 tablespoons of melted butter. I know it's a lot, and it is decadent, and it is going to be super delicious. As my grandkids would say, oh, Grandma, that's super delicious. I love it when I can cook for those little guys. Okay, this is coming together beautifully. All right, let me get rid of this stuff here. Now what we're going to do is just pop it into our prepared pan. Just like that. Cameraman makes me hold bowls so awkwardly just so you can see them. I hope you appreciate that. All right, now we're going to just spread this out and get it all even in there. Our apples are done. I will show you those in just a moment. And they went about 12, 13 minutes, but they're nice and thick. You want it pretty even here, simply for baking purposes. You want them all to bake. You want it all to bake about the same time. And when you put your hand flat in it like that, you can really feel where your high spots are. Okay, 1 minute. Now, take a look at the apples. How nice and thick that is. Oh, so delicious. All right, here we go. Get every ounce of goodness out of there, and hopefully in the pan and not on the side of it. This is cameraman's fault because he makes me hold stuff wrong. And if you don't clean that kind of stuff off now, then you really get to scrub it after it bakes on. Look at it. Come and look. Look at how beautiful that looks. And it smells outrageously good. Now we are ready for our streusel topping. There isn't anything in here that is not absolutely fantastic. All right, now this, from my perspective, is plenty to put on there. And I've got quite a bit left, so I will be making some other things, and I'll just put this maybe on some muffins that I'm making, or just whatever. But I just think that that's got enough on it right now. It's gonna go into a 375 oven, and it's gonna be there for 30 minutes, I think. Well, here we are, you guys. We took it out of the oven. It was 35 minutes, and it just smells absolutely delicious. It is just going to be like eating an apple pie, but in a bar form. So we have to let this cool down, and it's going to cool. I'm going to let it cool about 15 minutes, and then we're going to come back, and we're going to have a really nice taste of this, and we're going to have a cup of tea with it. How does that sound? I think it sounds great. All right, so we'll be back in a few minutes. Well, here we are for the fun part. Now, this is what is so beautiful when you take a minute and you just create a sling for your pastry. Because look at that. How nice is that? So I think it's about time that we cut a bar like this, and I think that would be nice, like that. And let's take a look at what that actually looks like. What do you think? It is gorgeous. Oh my word, it is gorgeous. Okay, sample time. Nice cup of tea beautiful little pastry here. The only thing that's missing is you. If you were here sharing this with us, it would be so wonderful. Okay, here we go. Really good. Really just packed full of flavor. Oh my goodness. And the streusel top, it's nice and crunchy. So, here we go. Asking you to subscribe if you had fun. Come back. You're always welcome. Hit the little like button, and ingredients will be below. Okay? So you'll have ingredients for the strudel, for the apples, and for the shortcake on the bottom, or shortbread on the bottom. All right. Thank you so much for coming. You guys have a wonderful rest of your day. And we're just going to sit down and have a nice little snack. It's about 3 o'clock here. We're going to have some tea and a pastry. Thank you for coming. Bye.